On Purpose Leader Podcast, cook with seasoning. As I shared before, I love being in California, and one of my favorite things about California is its food. On the top of my list is soul food. Yes, we have it out here. Good barbecue, Chinese food, Italian food, Middle Eastern food. I enjoy all of it. And one of the things that all of those foods has in common is good seasoning. If you cook it right and season it properly, it's delicious and you'll be grateful. And when I think about seasoning and I think about work, there's a season that we could put into the work that we do. But sometimes, just like bland food, if someone has a bad attitude, bad outlook, it kind of makes the experience really poor. It reminds me of two people kind of learned this lesson some years ago. One gentleman, we had a discussion on customer service. We were talking about how we treat patients, family, and staff. And this is years ago, close to 20 years ago. And as we're having this group discussion in a workshop for staff, it got to him to share how he felt. And he said, you know what, come to think of it, I really don't like healthcare, and I really don't like the folks I work with. I really don't like these people, they make me sick. And it got kind of quiet. He went on and on, maybe about a couple minutes, and I just kind of sat and listened. And then I thought about it. I said, well, sir, today is a really great day. He said, why? I said, well, you really made it clear that your heart's not really into this work, but I got good news. Right across from the hallway is the HR department, human resources. If I was you, I'd go in there and say, you know what, I'm sick of this work. I'm ready for something else. And then you can ride off into the sunset and find the job that you'll love and that you'll be good at. And I said it kind of jokingly, but you know what happened? He actually did. The guy left. He resigned that day. And then several months later, he came back. He said, Charles, thanks for saying that. I know it came across initially as a shock to me, but I found a new job. I love what I'm doing. And I'd still be here kind of grousing and complaining had I not made that leap. So thanks for sharing that. So he had that change. Let me tell you about another person. And shout out to José if you're watching this. I've worked in healthcare close to 3 decades. And I'll never forget a friend of mine who was a nurse. And after taking care of patients and cleaning them up and giving them the best treatment he could, there'd be a place to take our elderly to sit down in a TV room, and he would put on music. He would put on salsa. He would put on merengue. He would put on this great music and literally play for them and sing for them. And the patients who were normally alone, in some cases very lonely, they would perk up. And in one instance, he was singing the song Guantanamera, and there was an elderly woman from Cuba, and she heard him singing, and it was like she came alive. And he had a karaoke going, and he brought the microphone to her, and she started singing, and the whole room was on fire because of the seasoning that my friend José brought in that moment. And you know what that seasoning is? It's putting your heart into it. So whether it be finding out what you really are good at and what you can invest in your time and work hard with, or maybe you're in a difficult work environment, but you still show up 100% and find that your heart makes all the difference, like my friend José. But seasoning is about putting your heart into work that you do. And if you find yourself in a bland situation, you may have to do a heart check and see, is this what I should be doing? And if it is, how can I come at it and retool, reinvigorate, revive, and re-season this work? If this hits home for you, share it with someone. And if you, like me, like seasoning in your food and like seasoning in your work, share it with somebody and follow me with On Purpose Leader Podcast.